Hello everyone, this is Assistant Professor Dharam Unadkat here welcomes you all to the subject Effective Technical Communication. We were started with the module number 5, that is etiquettes. We have covered topics in the previous videos like etiquettes, that means its definition, need of the etiquette, scope of the etiquettes. We have also covered the various types of the etiquettes, also from that the telephonic etiquettes in detail. Then in the last video we have covered etiquette for the foreign business trip. Now today we will going to study a new topic, that is visits of foreign counterparts. As we have discussed in the last video, etiquette for the foreign business trip, that means how which etiquette you have to follow when you go to the different countries for the business trip, that were the etiquettes for that. Now the topic visits of foreign counterparts means when the other person came to your country from the other country for the business trip, or you may say for the business purpose. When a person of different country came to your country, and the etiquettes that you have to follow to be good with that person, to have hospitality to that person, you have to keep in mind the etiquettes. This we will study in this topic, visits of foreign counterparts. Now let's begin. As we have discussed, the way people communicate and conduct themselves socially majorly depends on the culturally norms of their country. From where the people came is dependent on that country. Hence, if any of your foreign counterpart is visiting our country, all of the above things must be checked so that we can be understood their ways and avoid misunderstanding. Why we are keeping this? Why we have to learn this etiquette? The most important reason is to avoid misunderstanding between you and your guest. Now let's have some additional points that must be taken care to welcome a person from other country. Let's see one by one. First, you may have received the detail of their visit, and if not, please ask them beforehand and make arrangement of their pickup from the airport. As soon as you get their detail, make the arrangement to pick up from the airport. One person from the office must go to receive the person. Make sure one person from the office, but not include driver. Other than driver, you have to send one person from the office. This is a good etiquette of our organization. Next, show the courtesy to ask about the kind of the hotel they would prefer to stay in and the arrangement they would like to have during their stay. Ask about the hotel they want to stay. If the country where they only eat the non-vegetarian, then we have to arrange such hotels in our country. So ask them beforehand to how they stay, how they need the hotels and etc. Next, make the arrangement for their daily communicate for the entire period of their stay. Make arrangement for their communicate, like arranging for a mobile phones and a SIM card in the advance. If they are coming from the different country, their SIM cards may not work, so arrangement of that you have to do. Make sure that there is one person who is a point of contact if they need anything during their stay. 24/7 that person is in contact with the guest, so it is a good etiquette. Next, if the stay is longer and the weekend is included, that means if it in their stay, if Saturday Sunday come, the weekend is included, you may offer to visit some famous places in your city or country. As for a person who has traveled for work, does not have anything significant to do on the weekend, if he or she do not have significant work to do in the weekend, you may have to visit some famous places in your country. Next, offer for any other entertainment available on the weekend. Also, you have to offer the other entertainment, and thus to summarize, you must make their stay in our country comfortable and make them feel at home. You have to So such etiquettes that he or she feels like a home and much more comfortable in our country. So these are the point we have to take care when the other person from the different country came to our country. Now let's have some do's and don'ts of the travel etiquettes, which is very much important. What you have to do, what you have to don't do. This is very much important in the organization. Let's take one by one. First, do's. Cover your head when you are in the temple or place for the worship. Also, dress moderately. Covering shoulders and legs is advisable, as well as your tattoos, which is very much most important in the routine life. If we have the tattoos, it is good, but when you are in the organization, and most importantly when you are in the business trip, you don't have to show your tattoos. Next, eat local food. Part of traveling is immersing yourself in the new. Even if it's not be what you're used to, it's always polite to try the local food. It can be seen as invasive if you get snap happy without checking that you are okay to do so. So always permission before taking photos of the locals. Before taking snap, take the permission. If they allow, then you can take a snap. Check the tipping etiquettes for the particular country you are in. Some cultural say it is an insult. So do that also, which is very much important. Battering is a way of life in Asia, especially at markets. Just try to enjoy the experience and don't be rude. These people are just trying to make a living, so keep things chilled and fun. Just enjoy this and have fun. Don't be rude. Remove your shoes before entering someone's home, and even some shops too. Keep an eye out of sign asking this and always comply. When you are paying for something in the hotels or anywhere, use both hands to pass the money. If you are using a single hand, it will feel rude. So these are some do's you have to follow for the etiquettes. And now let's discuss some don'ts of the travel etiquettes. First, lose your temper. In every discussions, do not lose your temper. Pass items over another person's head. Know your place and don't sit any higher than the host if you are invited to someone's home. If you are invited to someone's home, just try to see that you are not sitting at the higher position than the host. Try to keep both feet firmly on the floor. Sole of the feet exposed is bad manners. Both hands in your pockets may perceive you as being angry, even if you are not. So keep in mind that if you are standing, if you are sitting, don't keep your hands in the pockets. Touching someone else's head, cheek or hair is considered to be rude if it is comfortable in your country, but keep in mind it is not comfortable in the host country. So you have to see that. Never use your finger to point at people when you want their attention. Never show your fingers. PDA alert. Hugging or kissing your significant others in public can be frowned upon. Pay special attention to this cultural taboo if you travel to other country. Using your feet to point at things, especially an image of the god, is a big no. Never ever show your feet to such virtual places. No drugs, which is very much important. In many parts of Asia, the penalty for drugs are extreme and can even carry the death penalty. So stay away from the drug and just part safely. And now, travel etiquette raises countless questions. After studying these two topics, there are countless questions you have arise in your mind. Whether you have to do what, when you go to the other country, when other country's person came to your country, how many etiquettes you have to follow. Countless questions arise in your mind. For example, how messy should you leave a hotel room when you are in the other country? How messy you have to, either you have to clean, either the sweeper will clean the room, etc. How much should you tip a cab driver when you are a host or when you are the client of the different country? What tip you have to give to the cab driver? Who owns the airplane arrest? What are appropriate expressions for the kids on the plane? Other, do you say hello to the strangers when you are in the different countries? You hesitate to say hello, or you initiate, you do small talks, but that you have to keep in mind. Do you say hello to strangers on the streets of the bustling metropolis when it is okay to honk on the countryside road? Though there are some basic rules of civility that are globally recognized. Listening to what other people say, being aware of what other people do, and interacting with them is very much important. Many of the answers of these questions depend on the cultural context. So this we have studied in these two topics, that you have to learn about the cultural context, how they are greeting, how they are punctual, how they give the gift, etc. That we have studied. Also, this tension between the surprise, discomfort, and discovery is what makes travel so existing. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't make an effort. Each day, every day, you have to make an effort to increase your etiquettes. A little research goes a long way. Offer to take off the shoes before entering a private residence in Japan. Rely on your right hand along at the meals in India and the Middle East. So these are also the etiquettes we have learned. Common sense does ever longer. Don't deface people, property, or natural space. So this is all about the etiquettes of the business foreign trips and visit to foreign counterparts. As we have discussed, Google it, have more etiquettes, see more etiquettes when you go to the different country, when different countries people came to your country, what etiquettes you have to follow, what etiquettes you have to show when other people came. Google it, have more ideas, have more etiquettes, and be expert in such topics. So more topics of module 5, that is etiquettes, we will discuss in the upcoming videos. Thank you.